Hi, this is Cheryl back with you from Farmhouse Frugally. Today I have some beautiful wood trash to treasures or thrift flips. And if you are new to my channel, here I do a lot of craft items. I do furniture flipping. We have a phenomenal dump here in my town, so trash to treasures out of those items. The first item is this solid oak bread box that was left at the dump on the good table. And my husband brought it home, and it was dirty, and the oak was not in great shape. I could certainly strip it and stain it, but I really wanted to do something different. So I started by giving it a good clean and then wanted to do something other than a bread box. We don't eat a lot of bread here in our home. So I started first by painting it this beautiful teal color. This is a sample from Behr for about $5. You get a lot of paint really for that amount of money, and very good high quality latex paint. Love this color. It took one good coat and then I did go over it here and there with a second. And you do not have to, if you reproduce this, take the sander and de-stress it if you don't like that look, but I really like that look. So I decided to give it a bit of a distressing, and then I went on to the Graphics Fairy, and under, I believe, vintage envelopes, I found this beautiful graphics, so I printed that on rice paper, which I get on Amazon and prefer for any decoupage project, but you could use tissue paper. And cut it out because I saved the bird for another project, only wanting the envelope portion today. Then I went into my stash and I got a piece of drop cloth and made a little pouch out of that. You could glue it or sew it, and then turn that inside out so I had a bit of a pocket. And then using some Mod Podge, I decoupaged the envelope rice paper right onto the front of that pocket, on the top and on the bottom, and let that dry. And then I pulled out Waverly antiquing wax and waxed the entire box because I really wanted a very antique look on this piece. Wiped it back with a cloth until I got the look that I was going for, and then went into the barn and found some, I think, rabbit wire, and had my husband help me to cut out a little box and glued it with hot glue right to the front piece of this bread box. Then I took the little cloth pouch, folded it over on the top, and stuffed some floral foam inside. And then I had purchased at, I believe, Amazon, this beautiful lavender. And so I just took some pieces off and put that right into the foam. And once I had the look that I was going for there, I put that into the front wire pocket with some Spanish moss so that you couldn't see the foam. Now, I did add a little vintage tag from a Graphics Fairy print, and I just absolutely love the way that this came out. It is everything that I had hoped for. I love the color combination. I'm just really pleased with this look, but I did want this obviously not to be a bread box, so I decided to go into the interior and first of all to add a knob to the exterior so that that would make the opening and closing a little bit easier since the actual handle was covered. And I had my husband help me cut out some wood pieces, and I added one shelf and then a couple of little cubby holes into the interior, and decided that this would make a beautiful tabletop desk. So I have never seen a bread box turned into a tabletop desk, and I thought it would be fun to do something different. I would love to know what you think of this little tabletop desk, and if you have a bread box that you would like to flip into something like this, or what other ideas you have for turning bread boxes into something. I find them fairly often. And that takes me on to item number 2. Now, this is a mirror that I've had in my stash for some time. It was rather filthy. We got both of these, that was a pair, at the dump. And here is the first one that I had flipped with the cow on it a couple months ago. And I have waited to do something different with this one, and today is the day. So this had a paper horse picture at the top, mirror on the bottom. It is not actual wood. It is something like contact paper over plastic. So the first thing I wanted to do was paint that up. So I cleaned it and just took out some acrylic paint. This is a creamy color. I added a touch of brown and went around and just painted over all of that fake wood, and then just took a razor blade to clean up the glass when it was all finished, because I find that easier than taping off. And for cleaning products, sometimes people ask, we use a white vinegar, and then we take all our orange peels and soak them in the vinegar for a few weeks and then strain it. And I love that. It's nice and healthy for us. Then I took out my antiquing wax by Waverly and brushed that all around so that I could get it into the crevices of the frame, and went on to Graphics Vary and printed this absolutely beautiful bird print. Now, I did distress that or take the antiquing wax with water over the picture's edges a little bit, because I did want that to look very vintage. And I put that into the top where the horses had been. And that is all there is to it. I love it against my pantry barn door made out of barn boards. And here, trying to not get the shine of the mirror in your face here. But I think what a transformation. Wow, how absolutely beautiful this piece is. I'm pretty certain I'm going to keep this one for myself. Before I get into number 3, just tell you this is a third Thursday thrift flip with the Rusted Willow and the Southern Jamor Girls. So if you could check out the playlist, you'll be able to see all the other creators and things that they have flipped as well. Now, item number 3 is the most simple. I did not get a good before picture, unfortunately. It is this gorgeous oak table. Believe it or not, someone left this at the dump. Tell you, I can't get over the things people throw away. But the top had a huge 1-inch split in it filled with glue. We took it apart. We scraped all the glue out. We sanded it a little bit. We put it back together with the right glue and some clamps. And all I did was clean it and wax it with the antiquing wax. There are some times when you find a piece this beautiful and you do not want to paint it. This is a gorgeous piece of oak, unlike the bread box that was all, scuffed up and nasty. So that's all I did, and I love, love, love it. So on to number 4. My husband had brought home this tiny little adorable heart with a teddy bear on it. I think it is so sweet, but it's very country. And I decided that I would do something very quick and easy to it for our first granddaughter. She is due in the next 3 weeks. And so I took a piece of wood that was the same shape and size, used that as my template, printed out a heart from Graphics Vary, just put the name of the granddaughter, which is Anya, and the meaning of her name, God has been gracious, and then just antique waxed over that, sanded the edges to get it nice and smooth, and that was it. Item number 5, we also got at the dump. Now, these are items you can easily find at any thrift store. But our dump, I'm telling you, things people throw away, was this old, country bucket with the heart in it. So I cleaned it and started with this beautiful color that I had left over from another project, but I didn't have enough. So I just added some white to come up with a celery green color and painted the edges, top and bottom. Went into my stash and found this beautiful napkin that I decoupaged just on the midsection of that box. And then I had this oval-shaped wooden piece that I probably got at the Dollar Tree, and I painted that in that cream acrylic paint color. Then I just stamped with a sepia color ink onto tissue paper from the Icy Paris stamps and just put that on that center over the heart to make that less country. Took out the antiquing wax and hit that here and there. And I think that that has really transformed that piece from country to cottagecore. And I love it. So I would love to know which was your favorite. I would love a comment. That really helps my channel to grow. I'd love it if you would subscribe. And please make sure that you check the playlist that I am dropping in the description box of all the other crafters and the wonderful items that they made today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.